I tested every major identity theft protection service out there, and I'm going to cut right to the chase. I think Aura is the best. It's the only one that I use to protect me and my family, and after months of testing all the other options out there, it's the only one that I completely recommend. Now, we've mentioned Aura a lot on this channel, but in this video, we're going to take you through step-by-step exactly what it looks like getting signed up, and why it constantly outstrips its competitors like LifeLock and Identity Guard. Now, if you want to try Aura for yourself, there is a discount link in the description below that gives you an exclusive discount while also supporting the channel, which I greatly appreciate. Setting up Aura is really fast. First, you just go to their website and you pick your plan. Their plans are broken down pretty simply. It's individual, couple, and family. All of them have the same coverage, which includes 3 bureau credit monitoring, which is probably the primary reason that I recommend Aura to people. Now most other services will get you in the door with cheap plans that frankly leave holes in your coverage. Like most basic plans out there only monitor 1 credit bureau, and that's just not enough. All right, so then you go ahead and put in your personal information, your name, address, phone number, email, and then verify your identity with a few security questions. And then boom, you are in, and Aura starts working right away. You can put in as much information as you want at the jump, but I would recommend you hit the hamburger menu in the top left corner and select Vault, because here is where you can put in a bunch of additional pieces of information that you want Aura to monitor. I can totally understand, you're just trying the service out, you're apprehensive about it, you don't want to put all your information in one place. I totally get that, but the more pieces of information you put in, the more comprehensive you are at this level, ultimately the more effective Aura will be. Within the first minute and a half of signing up for Aura, they had already done a dark web scan and found 3 compromised passwords that I didn't even know had been compromised. Not, after your payment's been fully processed or after 2 weeks of using the service. Like, no, within 90 seconds, I already have some actionable piece of information that I didn't have before. The dashboard is clean and easy to use, and it just makes sense. It's not cluttered with 50 different tabs that you have to click into to see all these things. It just gives you what you need on the main page. You see your credit score, you see any recent alerts, and you see your monitoring status just all in one place. And the fact that it's so easy to use means that you will likely use it more rather than just let it sit there collecting digital dust. Like I said earlier, Aura monitors all 3 major credit bureaus. That's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion with every plan. No premium tier or upcharges or nonsense like that. This is important because, for example, I once had fraud show up with just 1 credit bureau. The other 2 stayed perfectly quiet, like everything was fine. If I hadn't been monitoring all 3, I could have missed fraud that was happening in real time, and that's why cutting corners here is a bad idea. Aura's alerts show up basically in real time, so if someone's trying to open an account or do a credit check in your name, you will hear about it pretty much as they click submit. You can also lock your Experian credit file in their dashboard with a single click. I keep mine locked basically all the time because when these days am I opening a new account? I can just unlock it when I'm about to open a new account, then lock it again once it goes through. There's no reason to have my credit unsecured. Speed-wise, it's also really impressive. I once had someone trying to mess with my bank account login, and Aura alerted me in time for me to change my password before they had been successful at doing literally anything. The other services, they alerted me after I had already fixed the problem, which is about as useful as a smoke detector that only goes off after the fire has been put out. If you've ever Googled yourself and found a whole lot of your life story available for download, that's thanks to data brokers. These are sites that basically compile your personal information and then sell it constantly to whoever wants it without your permission. It is just as creepy as it sounds, and Aura actually does something about it. They send opt-out requests on your behalf to over 30 different data broker services automatically without you having to lift a finger. I checked before and after. There was less of my personal life on the internet after Aura had done its sweep. Other services will either charge an extra fee in order to take that information down for you, or they will just give you a list that is essentially, hey, here's where your personal information is on the internet. If you'd like to do something about it, that's on you. Go get them, kid. Now, Aura actually takes care of it without charging you extra. Aura watches more than just your credit. They can also monitor your social security number, court records, any public records, even things like vehicle registrations. Like when I signed up for Aura, it pulled the information on every vehicle that has ever been in my name, which is honestly impressive, but also a little upsetting that that's even possible. Like, it's not my car anymore, but the fact that it's in the history, it's just operating as a person in the digital world is inherently just a little bit skeevy, and I don't know how I feel about that. If something bad actually happens, Aura gives you a real person to talk to 24/7. Not a ticketing system or bouncing you between different departments. You just call the number and you get a dedicated specialist who helps walk you through everything. I tested this myself by calling in after I got an alert, and not only did somebody pick up right away, they walked me through the problem, answered all the questions that I had, and even called me back a week later just to make sure that everything was good. It should also be noted, Aura offers $1 million in identity theft insurance on every plan. And basically this covers things from potential legal fees, lost funds, just about everything except, your own patience, which unfortunately, as we all know, has to come from within. Okay, I have been, singing praises and shining Aura's shoes for a lot of this video, but let's talk about some of these other things that they offer, like VPN, antivirus, and a password manager. They are fine. They will do the job. Are you probably already paying for another version of this that is better? Yeah, probably. If you are not currently using any of these things, Aura gives them to you, and then you can use them, and that's great. Everyone should be using a VPN and a password manager and have an antivirus software that they trust. And Aura's is completely serviceable. Are they the best? No. Are they free and included in your plan? You bet they are. No complaints here from me. Now, again, Aura does have some misses in their portfolio. Like, two-factor authentication is currently limited to just phone and email. You're not getting hardware or passkey support right now, which I would really like to see. Also, I'd like it to be a little bit more clear as to when data brokers actually remove your personal information from their sites. It's a little muddy right now as it happens. And also, if your data has been floating around for a while, this initial massive wave of alerts and notifications about your data is honestly very overwhelming, and it feels like you kicked a digital hornet's nest. After you've been on it for a little while, it starts to kind of level out and slow down. Okay, back to things that I appreciate. There's no tiered pricing in their plans. Every plan has the same features. The only difference is how many people are being covered. They have individual plans, start at $10 a month if you sign up for a full year, and then they have couple plans and family plans, which will put you back about $32 a month. Now, you can save a little extra if you use the link in the description below. Now, is that, no money? It's certainly not no money. Like, it's a subscription. It is a fee. It is a service. That's certainly an investment, but you compare that to spending, potentially $1,000 or more plus weeks of your time trying to get an identity theft situation under control, and yeah, the bargain kind of makes sense. It's not free, but it's way less painful than the alternative. No matter who you are, Aura is probably worth it. Now, even if you don't have significant assets, identity thieves can still steal your identity and use it in other ways, like setting up lines of credit, which will eventually go to collections, who will then come to you asking about it. It's especially good for busy people who don't want to become amateur cybersecurity experts just to keep themselves safe. Even my most tech-obsessed friends still use Aura as a base layer and then put other services on top of it. Now, the only people who I would, say don't need Aura are people who are entirely off the grid, which is clearly not you because, you're watching this video on the internet. So I can see you. And I see you right now. I'm going to guess the color of your shirt. Is it gray? Was I right? You might not even be wearing a shirt. I don't know. My point still stands. Identity theft is constant. It is slowly rising up to third place underneath death and taxes for things that everybody in their life will experience. And Aura is a great way to help stop it in its tracks. It catches things that other people miss. It doesn't nag you with upsells, and If things go sideways, they've got you covered. Don't forget, there is a discount link in the description below to save you a little extra money. Plus, you get a 14-day free trial to give it a shot for yourself. If you used Aura in the past or you have an identity theft story, please drop those in the comments. They can help people understand what they're up against and maybe feel a little bit less alone in a very isolating situation like identity theft. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.